And there we are. It is recording. Okay, how are you doing then? You all right? Just an update for everybody on what's going on and what's happening and where we're getting to and everything. This is for obviously February. It's already started off a really busy month, and there's many more things that's going to be happening throughout the month with all of these different developments. Now, I was just down in London just earlier this week on the Monday. I think it was the 6th. I think, meeting people and discussing things all about trusts, private trusts, public trusts, corporation trusts, if you want to call it that way, income trusts. A lot of different ways to help protect for all the different sort of like people's perspectives. We're all different. Nobody's the same. We all have different sort of like lives and different levels of wealth and income and all sorts of things. So we're trying to be able to supply, assistance for all sorts of different people, not just, like sort of like for one level, if you want. So, we've got many different people that have got multiple sort of portfolios or multiple properties in a portfolio for, trying to build up the wealth, buy-to-let properties and that type of stuff. We've also got people that have inherited properties, and now they've actually got like wealth that they need to protect. So we've been looking at different ways that we can actually assist and getting links to others that can help as well. Others in like-minded. Okay. So so we've been really busy, and I've got like a few different meetings that we've got set up now that we've met face to face, and now we're going to do Zoom meetings and sort of like get things organized so that we can sort of increase our portfolio of assistance. That would be a good way of putting it. So I've got other people that I'm going to be working with, and it's not just on the private trusts, but it's on public trusts. But also the ability to do offshore trusts. And a lot of it is it's all asset protection of one kind or another, be it liquid asset protection. We've even got corporation tax, like how to stop paying, but on a legal side, okay? A lot of different links have been created, a lot of different assistance has been created with many, many different groups, but all on the same mindset and all on a very positive attitude. So, and that's the type of people that I'm looking to get involved with, on a positive attitude. So keep an eye out for that. Now we've been working hard on developing sort of like the course for you to be able to have a look at creating your own private trust if you didn't want anyone else to do it for you. We've been doing the paperwork, and there's been a lot of strange things have happened with that. But at the end of the day, the ones that I have been doing the help with, that we've had the Zoom calls with and everything, that's all been fine. It's just kind of infiltrators that have went in and stolen documents and done things like that, and changed and edited documents to make it ridiculous, and it's created a lot of extra work. So we've gone on to more secure platforms where we can store anything that we want to show you, so that people with nefarious agendas cannot go in and interfere with that. So we're not going to be doing, at least not planned on doing any further sort of like Friday evenings at the minute. We're going to try. We've got one more like big sort of like get together session on myself and the other guys that were helping do all the artwork and the slides and the videos and everything, and putting that all together. So and that should all be done now very, very soon. It's been a lot of work. Now all of the videos, right, they will all be the edited ones. I know that I've given everybody all of the videos already, but the edited videos with all of the slide work on, and you'll be getting that as well. All right, so it's good. It's a lot for people. Well over delivered. That is 100%. So not only did we do the course on the 10th of December, but we did every single Friday after that, all the way right up until last week. And then We've sent out all the videos and all the documents, and we're going to send them all out again. All right. Now the documents will have to be again downloaded because they're only for visual. You cannot edit them, thankfully. So you can download them and edit them as is needed for yourself. Okay. So, and then we'll be, people have been asking, can we get the recordings, blah, 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 that I didn't get a chance to do the course and I want to do it, right? And that will eventually happen. Okay. It's once we've given it to everyone that's already done it, then we're going to allow others to have a go as well. It's just, you've got to get things right, and it's got to look as best as possible, or as best as you can possibly get it. Now, one thing I do want to say quickly is I've got a list of things that I want to talk about. Now, what's been hitting the news lately is prepayment meters and British Gas, right? And it isn't just British Gas. It is all of the suppliers, E.ON, EDF, all of them, the utility warehouse, absolute filth. Now, this is the thing. They're talking about the British Gas themselves, and it'll probably filter down to the other operators. They've stopped all of the installations and the breaking in of homes. They're breaking and entering into homes, and all the violence that was, and the abuse and everything that we've witnessed and got tons and tons of video footage of. But the thing is, the British Gas, and he's trying to pretend that he didn't know what was going on. Oh, we'll never do that. We'll look after all the customers. It's a very, very rare. Oh, really? 50,000 a month that we're actually getting issued just from one company. So that's not rare. It is just going like massive. And the thing is, we know, right? And it was at least EDF. Well, I don't know. I can't remember which one it was now, but they were recruiting on Indeed.com, and what they called was SWAT teams. They were recruiting thugs, and they were calling them SWAT teams to break into people's houses. It was on Indeed.com, and I've seen it. So anyone else can go and quickly research it, Google it, and go and have a look. And that's what they were doing. So they were, again, extra thugs to go and break into people's homes. Now, the thing is, now I've got this myself, right? Because I was dealing with E.ON. I wanted to sort of get experience of things. I'm not really, I'm not telling anyone what to do. I'm not telling anyone don't pay a bill or anything like that. Not, this completely, you all decide what you want to do or anything like that. And I know, some people are struggling trying to pay a bill, so it's not really, for me to tell you what to do. If you can't afford to pay it, you can't afford to pay it, can you? You can't get blood out of the stone, as they say. But anyway, skipping back to the actual, what they're saying, a court warrant of entry, none of them have been done legally. Never mind the lawful side, they haven't been done legally. So, and I have 100% proof of it because I've done it myself through, it was Birmingham Magistrates Court that they said it was done. Spoke to them in Birmingham Magistrates Court, no trace of it whatsoever. Got the clowns in costumes on the phone there, right? I went, look, speak to the court. They were like, oh, yeah. Well, I've got a telephone number for you now. E.ON. You want me to call E.ON? Yeah, call E.ON. So E.ON are allowed to issue their own warrants, are they? Yes. Clowns in costumes said yes. All right. So the none of them, by the way, will supply any names or running away and everything like that. Absolute clowns in costumes. So I wrote to the actual court to get written proof as well. So I wrote to Birmingham Magistrates Court, who then sent it down to the disclosures team at the Ministry of Justice. Now that's who you should write to for these fake warrants. There is no data on them. They were never issued. It was all done just like hundreds and hundreds at a time. Okay, just like with nothing, no court, no case file, nothing. So that is fraud, no matter how else you actually put it. So what you want to do is you want to write a DSAR, a specific data subject access request, if you have had this happen to you and you now have a prepay meter or they've broken into your home or anything like that at all with these fake warrants. The disclosures team, that's the Ministry of Justice, 102 Petty France, London, SW1H9AJ. Okay, SW1H9A for Apple, J for Juliet. and you keep it very, very, very basic. Don't get fancy or anything like that. You've got to be very specific if you want to get good answers. So, and I'll just tell you the response that I got. Thank you for your email dated blah, blah, blah. You made a subject access request and asking for the following information. What data is held on the title, and it's a title, all your capital name, in relation to an alleged warrant issued at Birmingham Magistrates Court relating to the address of, and you give them the address, warrant reference number, boom, 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 boom. Okay, make sure that you get the warrant reference number, and that's it. Don't ask for anything else, because that's all you want. You know, and it tells you, it's like, done all of that, you've requested blah, 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 GDPR, DPA 2018. I have conducted a search of our electronic database for your personal data held at Birmingham Magistrates Court. However, I am unable to locate any of your personal data within the scope of your request. No data on such an event like a court case. Now, what you can also do, you can request a certified copy of your case file. We are all, by law, all right, we have the right to receive a certified copy of the case file, no matter what they say. However, in this case, there is no case file, so it'll come back the same. So if you are sending it off, send it off for that, and then also say, plus I want to be supplied with a certified copy of the case file. Obviously, it's going to come back no certified copy because there is no case file. All of that is just proof that there was no warrant. There was no legal warrant. Don't worry about the lawful side. Stick to the legal side. Only go off the legal. All right. They've just completely smashed it. Okay. And then what I would be doing, which I am in the middle of doing now, is I would actually file. You know, you can actually send notices to E.ON or British Gas or EDF or Utilities Warehouse or whoever it is, the CEO. They're going to completely ignore it because that's the scum that they are. So what you will do is, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go do and file an N208 to the court with the evidence. This is because you got the evidence from the Ministry of Justice. So they can't really say, right, you know, that I haven't got any evidence. So I've got evidence that there was no case file and that there was no warrant issued with this number. They've got no case whatsoever. And I want compensation. Okay, so you should all do the same now. Now, this is the time to do it, because look at it, it's on the news. You don't really see that often, do you? You know, I mean, they go and blow up a bloody gas pipeline. You know, that was the UK who did that, right? They never went and told anyone. That wasn't on the news, was it? Okay, so like Sleepy Joe, okay, just the other week there, he was threatening Turkey. They will pay for not joining NATO and actually backing up Russia and China. All right. And then they had this mysterious earthquake. All right. All you got to do is do a bit of research on HAARP, HAARP, and you will see. And, you know, there's massive amount of videos, evidence out there. They've got all sorts of weather manipulation things that they can actually do, you know, above and below ground. Okay. Research it. So, but like, you know, you'll not see any of this type of stuff going on the news. So when you have the opportunity of having the CEO of British Gas coming on the news saying, oh, we apologize, we're going to stop all fixtures, we're not going to allow anyone to break in, we're going to stop all warrants being issued. This is the time to strike right now. So get your N208s put into there, get your DSOs. You've got to get the DSOs in so you can get the evidence. And they're going to start holding it up now, by the way. Okay, they're going to start making it slow because they know that you're onto them. So they don't want to get any court or pay compensation. All right, so make sure you do that, though, as soon as possible. No matter what the supplier is, just, you know, you've got it now. All right, and then once it's done, then we can write on the N208, file that at court. So I would put it in for compensation, you know, get it 10,000. I would be looking for you have to pay your court fee, of course, or you can add that onto the court fee as well. You know, and then push them for it. Keep pushing for it, for the information, ringing and emailing. What I would do is I would send to the Ministry of Justice, send it to the email. The email, okay, is data.access at justice.gov.uk. Data, D-A-T-A, .access at justice.gov.uk. Then make it for attention of the disclosures team, and do exactly the same, and then also write it as well and do it by sign for first class. So you've got two options there, and you've got two bites of the cherry, and then they can never ever say that they didn't get it. Okay. Excuse me. So do that and make sure that you push them if you've had any trouble at all with any of them fake warrants. All right, so we're moving on now as well. When I'm talking about people slowing up, the way that we have actually established our trusts, okay, is we've tied our trusts into the land registry. And they've filed with the land registry depending on your circumstances. If your circumstances were like you had a mortgage, then you have to do a certain way. If you were unencumbered, then you would do it a full way. They'd call it that, a different way. So if you were unencumbered, you would be doing an AP1, a TR1. You obviously have to do the ID one, or they'll not let you do anything with the land registry, and the RX1. Now, you've got to make sure that you actually get that done all correctly, because it can cause problems if you don't do it. Now, there's ways of filing it to have a private trust mentioned, not registered. It never gets registered anywhere, but it gets mentioned on the land registry. Okay, so it's kind of sneakily like getting registered without getting registered. It's very clever. It's very good. You're getting the name mentioned on there, all right, on the land registry, but you have to do it in a very certain way. So obviously, you need help with some of it. You might need help with some of it. So you're getting like the trust set up. You can't just do a trust and then stop it and leave it. Now I'm busy now investigating with we're in a big group of PMAs all over the world, and they do research and everything like that on land patents, for instance, which is what I'm chasing up now. But right? What you want? Belt and braces. You want both sides of the coin. So if you're dealing with a land registry, in my mind, just to turn around and say, do an affidavit to the land registry and say, none of your business, this is mine, blah blah blah. They don't rebut it because they can't. Okay, I get that part, right? We are a man living, I am man, all right, which I thoroughly take on board. However, I want extra backup than that, because these are not lawful people. All right, they break their own legal statutes all the time anyway, so they're not going to care about the law. So the way that I see it is like, do belt and braces, do one side and the other, do the lawful and the legal. So you can still put in on the land registry about the trust and getting its name mentioned. So you can do that with the AP1 and the TR1, and you can also do the RX1, where it sets up the restriction, which literally puts your beneficial interest, the equity is your beneficial interest, be that the equity, if it's like half of the value, if you got a mortgage of 100 and a property value of 200, then the other 100 is your beneficial interest. That is your equity. You can ring fence that. You put the restriction, the RX1 on that. Or, even if you've got an unencumbered one, the RX1 will cover all of it. Okay, so then people cannot put charges onto your land registry, which is what a lot of them do. So you've got, like, say, anybody that goes over 5,000, they can apply for 5,000 debt. They can apply for a bankruptcy order. So you don't want that going against your property. So if you have the restriction on there, nobody can enter. All right. And remember to get the property alerts as well set up with the land registry, so that they'll send you an email if anyone asks for any information about your title on the land register. So, and it's free. So just do it there. Make sure that you do that. This all needs to be done now. This all needs to be this is, getting known how to actually protect your assets, protect your property. They're never going to tell you how to do this. All right. Nobody in any government side is ever going to say, hey, by the way, stop us stealing your house. All right. So now I'm not saying don't pay for things or anything like that. That's not what I am saying whatsoever. but people have had difficulty in the past. You could have accrued some kind of debt, you're in debt, and they can put charges on your property, and that can be council tax or anything else. Okay, but with the RX1, you can also put the RX1 on there and moving it into the trust, right? If it's in the trust, remember then the trust is there, the trust owns the asset, not you. So this is what I mean, we've had a couple of stories of complete pain and horrendousness of people losing their properties or having their properties like they've sold the properties to pay for care when people have been put into a home. So you can stop that happening by having your house in the trust, but also having the lasting power of attorney to make sure that it's kept into the trust, and to make sure that your attorneys, whoever it would be, your children or your friends or whatever it was that you're doing your power of attorney, can look after your property for you. But you've got to think about it in many different ways as well. All right, it's not just about the property. Many people that I speak to on a regular basis have got businesses of one type or another. What if you're running a business and you have like staff that you have to pay, right? Just say, like, I'm talking about the lasting power of attorney, the finance and property. Okay, so if you say daft thing, you know, like got hit by a brick on the way home and you're just unconscious, you ended up in hospital and you couldn't speak and you couldn't do anything, but a couple of days time you are having to pay all your staff at your business. If you haven't set up a power of attorney and you're the only one that has access to that actual bank account to pay all of your staff and pay your suppliers for your business, whatever it would be, then it's not going to happen. And you know, it's like staff, no matter how much loyal they are to you, they have to eat and feed their families as well. So they're not going to hang around if they're not going to get paid, and things are going to get messy. Think of it as something as daft as that. It's not daft, it's crazy. It's dangerous. So you've got to get this lasting power of attorney done for many different reasons. Now, if you look at the other video on the channel, which I've got done there with Richard Moore, rest in peace, then you know you can see when he's getting the lasting power of attorneys created with the living will. Now this has all got the power of a court order. This is powerful stuff. Now what happens is you can do the lasting power of attorney for your health and wellness and for your property and finance, health and wellness, something like that. Anyway, whatever it is, it's like your health and your property. So two separate ones, and you have to pay for them. You have to pay the government for them. Now you can do them yourself. You can complete them yourself, right? Go on there, download it and fill it all in. Make sure you have it written out all properly, and then you can go and pay the fee. Or, right, that you can pay someone to do it for you. I do know like some solicitors like a charge like £100 or everything to fill it in for you. And that's not like the fee, that's just their fee. Then you pay the £82 per attorney to the government to get it registered, to get it filed. Now, once it's been, this is the thing, once it comes back to you, which takes now 6 months, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, get it in now, because like not only are they being very, very slow with anybody on the Ministry of Justice coming back with DSARs, they're also being incredibly slow on the land registry, registering anything on there whatsoever, changing your name over anything, right? But also like on the lasting power of attorneys are taking over 6 months now. So this has got to be done now so that you can actually get cover and protection. All right. So get it done on the lasting power of attorney, on the health and wellness, and your property and finance. Okay, get your land registry forms sorted out once you actually create that trust, private trust, or the discretionary, whichever one that you have decided to do. One public, one private, whichever one. And then you get that, like, you know, you can get the land registry forms changed. Depends on if you have a mortgage or not. Because the mortgage companies won't let you change the deed if you've got a mortgage. But you can still do the RX1. Nobody can stop you doing the RX1. So you'll still need to do the ID one to prove that you are a title on the land registry. All right. And then the last thing that you want to be doing as well is making a will. So the thing is, like, and I'm just talking from stories that I've been like talking to people that have went through this. and asking for help and assistance, you know. So not only do you need to get your trust done, sort out your land registry, sort out your lasting power of attorney, but you also want to get a will, because especially if you've got children, right, young children especially, again, so, you know, you got to have what we call like your disaster clause, let's call it that. All right, just say that, you know, you're going out in the car, you and your partner, boom, and it's all gone. You're no longer there, okay, and the children are under 18 are left. Who's going to take care of them? If you haven't got it written out in the will, then they're going into care, right? And you know, we all know what type of system that is. So who on earth would want to leave your children in care? So I certainly didn't like it. But when you know, something like that happens, you need to, like, you know, if nothing else, right, make sure that you have got it written down in your will who is going to be the carers of your underage or under 18 years of age children, if, you know, sons and daughters, if the worst did actually happen. And the thing is, like, everybody always leaves it. So do it tomorrow, do it tomorrow, do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow doesn't come. And then the disaster happens before tomorrow, you know. So make sure that you get all of these things done. And if you can't get it done yourself, then get somebody to help you do it. Now, we're going to be doing like a lot of different work on the website. We're going to be changing sort of like where they're going to have different sort of like links to things as well, because we're also going to have wealth creation added onto the website. So if people have got ways of creating wealth, we're going to show them different ways that they can actually start creating wealth. And it's not just about cryptocurrency. There's many different ways that you'll never see on the marketplace, by the way, ways that you'll not see advertised or you know, available on the high street, where you can get very high returns, you know, that are not risky, you know. So all of this is coming. All of these different things are coming for you. We're working hard and building this all up. But remember, the protection thing, that is the first thing. We want to be going on like private and public, right? Lawful and legal, if you want to put it that way. But you can still make yourself protected in the private, but also protected on the public as well. All right. And I can't see any harm in that. Doing it like there. Why would you not? If it was like had the opportunity to do that, you can still do an affidavit to the land registry. You can still do the research for the land patent, where you can actually like state it and set it up there and register your land patents with the affidavit, so that you are now on the land as the man and the woman, and this is yours. But do it with the land registry as well. There's no such thing as doing too much work. And just because you've stated that in the land registry, which is in the public, does not mean at all you can't be in the private. No. And, you know, I mean, we've been talking with some very high level barristers, you know, the lawyers that are switched on. They're not all that way inclined. Some of them are all like, look, going over to the lawful, knowing what's going on, you know, completely undone, right? No chance of doing anything, and really on the ball with things. And it's just discovering more people in the same frame of mind as us that are in different positions. And they're trying to do, and they have always been trying to do things to protect themselves and protect their clients as well. And this is the more and more information that we're actually learning as we go along, and get access to, and get different contacts that can help you even more, which is all good, isn't it? It's a win-win for everyone. You know, so I don't want to go on too long, right? But I'm going to do another video soon. We're going to talk about the digital pound. So they've already announced it. Now, the Fishy Rishi was saying stuff like a couple of years ago. But now the Bank of England have actually, let's go and check their website out. They now have a digital pound. they now have CBDCs. So there's a lot of talk about it, how it's going to be set up and everything like that. But this is coming at a speed of light, and people are sprinting straight into a universal income. So you really need to start doing a lot more research, and we're going to get other people on to talk as well about, okay, getting into, different sides of decentralized cryptocurrency that are not going to be stuck in, right, CBDC, which you're only going to have a limited amount that you're ever allowed to have in a bank. I'm pretty sure they said you would never be allowed to have more than 20,000 of these digital coins kept in a bank account, which means you can't do any saving, which means that they're going to try and stop you buying anything. Remember the term, you will own nothing and be happy, right? Oh, Schwabby. Well, if you're never going to be able to develop a deposit and save up a deposit, you're never going to get a house. So that's the way that they're going to be doing it. So we have to get involved and start working out on the not just on the gold and silver side, but on the digital currency side, because everything will be digital. And it's not, you hear stories about, like good guys fighting bad guys. It's all going digital no matter what. Okay. So start learning how to figure out what to do with these things, because you've got to start learning how to find out where the exchanges are, because you have to be able to get onto an exchange to get involved in any of these coins or any of these tokens or anything like that, this cryptocurrency, right? Remember, it's still just a currency. Your fiat currency is completely and utterly fake. Don't worry about, oh, it's safer in the bank. It's not. All right. We've already been looking at all of the work to go in, the bail-ins are coming, and all the banks that are talking about getting ready for the bail-ins. What does that mean? It means they're going to take all your money out. So whatever you've got in the bank will literally disappear overnight. And then they may issue it back to you with limited digital coins. So, we need to start working on finding out more about decentralized finance. I don't care if you're scared of it, you hate it, you detest it. All right. It's probably the same when they changed it to the penny and the farthing. I remember them, and the threepence and the tuppence. I remember them. And then the next thing you know, I had 1 UP, 2 UP, 3, not 3p, didn't I? But I had a half penny. You had a little half pence piece when it was changed to the digital, the decimal currency, which is just moving away from the gold. That was in the 70s. Okay, 1971, they just got rid of the gold completely, and it became utterly based on debt. All right, and that's what we have. So, these things are all happening, and are happening very fast. The debt ceiling. You've got to watch America as well as watching the UK. They've been printing money. It's not even really printed. It's just computerized nowadays, right? Virtually digital anyway. But they've been printing it like mad ever since 1971, right? When they took it off the gold standard, because they didn't have to back it up with anything. When they had it linked to the gold standard, they could only issue so many pound notes, for instance, because it had to be reflected with the value in the gold in the bank. Okay. So now they just don't have to do that. That's why you have this, the bank and reserve, the fractional bank and reserve. Why you actually sign a loan application, which you think is a loan application, which is actually a financial instrument that you've given power to. So now it's actually being cashed in and sold somewhere else, and they've deposited it into their own account. You created the finance. It's reserve banking. So, so they're just ripping you off left, right, and center. But because they've been printing all this and just printing it and printing it and printing it, like all the lockdowns, COVID lockdowns, they locked everyone up. They got everybody like getting drunk in your hot tubs when it was sunny, right? For the whole of 2020. What happened to that? Right? It's not sunny now, right? It hasn't been, they're just, it's insanity. So, and they just made everyone stay at home and paid them. So I'll pay you your wages, stay at home, get in your hot tub, have a couple of more bottles of wine, have a beer, right? And don't worry about it. It's called quantitative easing, and it's put the economy on massive brink of boom, collapsing. All right, which it was, to just make it even worse now. So it's a liquidity problem now. Because it's a liquidity problem, this is why, right? They're going to change it all over onto a digital currency. And then it's all going to be going on to all of these blockchain ledgers, and it's ledger technology. It just is what it is. I mean, you couldn't really tell me now, or what is the SWIFT system, which is the old banking SWIFT, the banking system. You couldn't really explain how that worked. It's just how you change, money from one country to the other. Well, now it's going to be done through distributed ledger technology. Okay. Actually, the Bank of England announced on there, and I don't know if this makes any difference to values or anything, so don't say that's what I'm saying. I have no idea. But the Bank of England, actually, remember, it's not English and it's not governmental either. It's completely independent, owned by the Rothschild banking family. They've announced that they are actually using the XRP ledger, right, or the Ripple ledger with XRP to send the money. Okay, so these digital pounds now, they've actually been using it and they're going to continue using it. So, if that will have an effect on the cost of XRP, if it flies up, because you've had some people saying it could go to, $10, $20, $30,000 per coin or token or whatever it is. I have no idea though. So, but you hear that, and then on the other side, they're saying it's a complete lie and complete false. And that will never, ever happen. XLM is the one that they're going to be using. So that's the one that you need to be buying now. Who knows? So the only thing that I would say is like get a little bit of this, little bit of this, little bit of this, little bit of this. But you need to start learning how to do it and how to actually get yourself involved in it. And then once you get into the exchanges, right, and get a hold of some of these coins, whatever ones that you want to do, or these tokens or these cryptocurrencies, then remove them and put them onto a cold wallet or a hot wallet, which has got nothing to do with temperatures, right? It's just, you can get it on a cold wallet. I've got one in there, the Nano X, Ledger Nano X, or you can have it like, say, I've got a few different ones, but say Trust Wallet, or I think there's one called Zoom, which is XUMM, something like that. But these different wallets, there's a VeChain wallet as well. Is it VeChain wallet? But if you research them, you'll find out. So that you move, your currencies off and put them onto the wallets. Don't leave them on the exchange, because the exchanges can take them, or the exchanges could go bankrupt and shut down. There's one recently where the guy, I don't know if they've let him out of prison now, but his name was Bankman, believe it or not, Fried, believe that or not. And they lost billions just like overnight, boom, all gone. I think it was fraud, but it's all done on purpose to make everybody scared of the digital currency, right? Because they don't want you to learn anything about it until it's too late and you're stuck with CBDCs, and that's all you can access, and you can't do anything else, and you can't get out of the system. And they've locked you into the system even harder. And then they're going to be like saying, well, now you've got your 15-minute cities, and if you try to get out of there, we're going to take all your digital pounds off you. They'll just switch it off, literally, boom, switch it off on a machine. All right, it's not like they're going to go and take the money out of your wallet. They don't have to do that anymore. Okay, so make sure you start learning about it so you actually don't get stuck into there. Now, later on, I'm going to I know I've been given some emails out telling you about the background of like the Bretton Woods Agreement, and they're asking for a new Bretton Woods Agreement, and like they're actually got 75% of the world now going against the UK and the US, right, trying to destroy the petrodollar. And but anyway, I'll not go on too much about that because it's too much information right now. But read the emails that I have been sending out. If you haven't got on the email list, just go to claimyourstrawman.com and just sign up to the emails. Just join the website. It's free to do that. And then, there's lots of information on there. And we're going to pour more information on there as well. All free information you can just have. Good information. And then you get the emails as well. Tells you a lot about like the digital currency, what's going on behind the debt ceilings that you're actually seeing, the deficit that the UK and the US have got, right, which is like billions upon billions upon billions, which is the deficit. Now, they're not going to be able to lend any more money from the Rothschild banking system, so they're going to collapse. The economy will collapse, right? We know that the United Kingdom is a corporation. It's not a country. It's bankrupt, the same as the United States. It's a corporation, and it's bankrupt. Now it's going to collapse. So the economy, and nobody will have anything. Now it's half done on purpose, so it's half getting attacked. So, you know, you have to start learning what's coming and how to prepare for it and how to make yourself ready for it, you know, and you can benefit from it. All right. If you actually get yourself lined up properly. Okay. So just think about that. All right. Whoa, my lights is going off. Oh, sorry about that. That's a bit better. Okay, so tomorrow is Thursday. This is Wednesday. What is it? Wednesday the 8th of February, 2023. All right. So tomorrow, Thursday, we've got the PMA meeting, but there's no Friday trust meeting anymore because, you know, I'm preparing to get it sent out to all of you via your emails, so you can download it all onto your own devices, and then you have all of those videos. The new videos that have been edited and updated, got all the slides on, got the artwork on, as well as all of the documentation. I know you have the older videos, but these ones will be the brand new ones. And then once we've sorted that out, we will offer it out for everyone else to have a look at later as well. Okay, so Thursday, we have our PMA meeting. That's just for the private PMA members. And then next week we'll do some more videos and we'll do some updates. Keep an eye out on the emails coming out as well with all of this information about all of the banking. Well, they'll call it a crisis, won't they? Because everything's a crisis. But all of the banking news that's coming, okay, and that what they're doing, getting ready to prepare for the digital currency to trap you, and what we need to do to be on the other side of it, so that we know about digital currency, we know about cryptocurrency, we know about private coins, all right, we know about decentralized banking. We can actually become our own bankers, and we can avoid CBDC traps. So learn how to benefit from the collapse of the system, really. All right, so I think that'll be it for now. Hopefully you've enjoyed that, and you know, make some comments below. Make sure that you subscribe. All right, click the like button, share the video. All right, let's start building it up a bit more so we can sort of like spread the word out about trying to get some protections in place for like your trusts, your power of attorneys, the land registry documents getting changed over to different names, power of attorney sorted out, the wills created and everything, and learning how to fight this CBD system that's coming. All right. See you later.